So today we are gonna show you
how much dust someone can make, a couple can make in 1 week. Make a lot of dust.
So if you didn't watch, this is the third part of us building our own bathtub.
Yeah, out of plywood, fiberglass and some epoxy resin.
And fine.
Microsphere and
A lot
aerosol.
of things.
Yeah. Basically we are building a bathtub from scratch. If it's worth, I'm not sure. If it's cheaper than buying a ready one, I'm not sure. Yeah, some people think we should have bought a ready one, but it wouldn't be as much fun, right? Right, Aruk?
Yeah.
So, let's get started. I'm Duca.
And I'm Roberta.
And together we are building our own tiny shipping container house.
So don't forget to subscribe
And to join us every Monday for a new episode.
Well, now that we applied the first coat of resin and the filler and we sanded it up.
Yeah, we sanded that one. It's really tough to make the filler smooth. It's not 100% perfect yet, because it's time to... The fun part, what's that?
It's not that fun actually, it's really hard to
Get straight.
get straight
Yeah.
with no bubbles.
Yeah, this is the fiberglass cloth. Now we're gonna do, we're not sure yet, but we're gonna do a few different layers of this cloth. It's tricky because
What's
it's
this
a lot
for?
of...
What's this for?
This will give more strength, and at the same time it's gonna guarantee that we have resin in every single spot, because it's easier to see when there is fiberglass. So basically now we are gonna lay the fiberglass probably like this way first, and then another one this way, and then we're gonna do like some details on the corners just to guarantee the corner is rounded right. Yeah, let's try. It's easier than explain because words won't explain that well.
And because we don't know what to do, we are gonna do while we do.
Yeah, let's do it then.
It's as simple as it seems, the twinkle in your eyes, the way that time slows down when you kiss me. As we fall asleep in a bed of butterflies, just close your eyes and then you'll see it. You don't ever have to look too far. You don't have to cover up your scars. You're perfect, darling, just the way you are. So before you think to rip yourself apart, open up my heart and you'll find...
Epoxy resin time. Make turn it into 0. And then it's 2 parts of epoxy and 1 part of catalyst. So we start with the epoxy, that's the thicker one.
We need to have even numbers. Uh-oh. Yeah? Oh.
It's always easier when we have even numbers, because we need to have half of these now.
9, 3.
Find love, 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 love. Open up my heart and you'll find love. When you're searching hard and it seems to lead to nowhere, no matter where you are,
That's it. We need to wait for this to dry. It was tricky, but easier than we thought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard to get the cloth, the fiberglass cloth, straight and not have bubbles in the middle. And that's one thing we did wrong on the canopy, that we apply filler after the cloth. And if we apply the filler before, the transition is more smooth, so makes easier for the cloth to, keep close to the plywood. I don't know if it made sense, but it was easier, but at the same time it's really tricky, and we need to wait for this
fiberglass start to
fall apart. Yeah, we need to wait for this to dry, and then we're gonna give another layer here, and then we're gonna do some details on the corners just to make stronger the corners, because it's hard to sand the corners when there is not much fiberglass. So if we have like thicker layer on the corners, we can give a really good sand and won't expose the wood, and will make the wood protected. That's the idea. So let's wait for this to dry, and let's come back soon. Like here.
So what's going on?
Now we need to cut the plywood for the external part. I mean, just this front part. The rest is gonna be
On the walls.
on the walls, hidden by the walls. So here we need to close to look good, you know. And other than that, I think we need to cut some styrofoam or something to fill up these gaps. If we insulate the bathtub, these gaps, it's gonna hold the
Temperature?
Yeah, the temperature of the water is gonna hold for longer, so we save money on heating the water. So we need to do that. So let's get started. We did a small mistake.
It's not a mistake.
Yeah, because this is gonna be here, right?
Yeah.
And we thought we need this sticking out so we have the same level.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, we need to do a finishing around the walls, and this is not gonna be necessary. So we're just gonna cut this off. It's simple to fix.
Good job.
That's it. Fixed.
One last ticket before it's gone. One last summer before it's fall. Tune your strings and play your cards. Little words hit me like a game of darts. And you're beating on my drum. And you're beating on my door. Running faster than my dreams. to breathe. Riding faster, faster than my dreams, and I can't stop to breathe.
You know when you learn something on the hard way? Yeah, yesterday was one of those days. Don't sand fiberglass without a suit. I'm all itched today, and because I have done that before but in a smaller surface, this one was a lot of sand yesterday and it's annoying. So now we bought a proper suit. That's gonna be much better, I hope, but it's really hot, so let's get started. Almost there for today, I mean, for this part of the day. But it's a lot of work. I mean, like, this, I cannot breathe inside the body, so it's like all wet right now. I feel like a bath, right? We should take a bath now.
Yeah.
So today we did something different. We got a spatula and we cut the angle we want for the corner. This was the original angle and that's the one we cut. So now we're gonna use this as a template for the angle. I guess it's gonna work fine. Let's try.
Yeah.
So now this is almost done, the fiberglass.
Today's the day that we are gonna just
Yeah.
fix the spots.
In the end, yesterday we did a whole new coat of epoxy filler.
Yeah.
But today, after how many hours of sanding?
7 hours, I
Yeah,
guess.
there was 7 straight hours of sanding. That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
But the results really good, and now we just need to fix a few spots, and tomorrow we're gonna be ready to apply the primer. That's the idea.
Duca is not wearing the yellow clothes anymore because he was amazingly sweat inside the cloth.
Yeah, I think I lost yesterday like 3-4 kilos of just water. It was too hot today, impossible, so I tried to just work as I could. So let's do it. I think that's it for this week.
I'm pretty tired.
Yeah. Of course, the plan this week was to finish 100% of the bathtub. You know, this week we decided that we're gonna, instead of, we're not gonna risk getting a bad bathtub because we need to finish the video. We're gonna do it properly.
So we still need just to do the primer and the painting. The rest is done actually.
Yeah, The reason why we're doing that is because the canopy, if you look on the video, is perfect. But if you look on details, there are so many spots that we could sand a little bit more and could give another coat of filler.
A lot more, actually.
A lot more, yeah. This time we're not gonna paint until it's the way we want it to be, because we're gonna take a shower every single day and we're gonna look at the mistake every single day. So now we're sanding. If we find a bad spot, we're gonna apply again, filler, and sand again, and apply filler and sand. Right now, this week, I think we put over 30, maybe almost 40 hours of sanding on the tub. So that's a lot. And that we won't make on time. I mean, like, we need to post the video tomorrow. No, tomorrow. So it's just
tomorrow for the patrons. For
yeah,
regular people is Monday.
By the way, we have 2 patrons this week.
Yeah. Welcome on board, Ivan, and
that's so cool. Yeah. This second patron is just someone really, really important for this channel.
Yeah.
She might not know, actually. We talked about her before. She has a channel called Get Hands Dirty. And Christiana is actually one of the probably 2-3 persons that we decide to have the channel in English, because she's from Portugal, but her channel is in English and it's so good, and she reads so many people that we were like, yeah, if we do in Portuguese, of course Brazil is big, but there are so many more people that we want to meet, and thanks to her we decide to have our channel in English. So Christiana, thanks so much. Your content's no words.
I guess in Portuguese from Portugal is Cristiana.
Cristiana. Yeah.
In Portuguese from Brazil is Cristiana.
Yeah. She's really, really, really good. She even made a ukulele, a bass ukulele by herself. That's just amazing. That's
and also an apartment.
Yeah, and
the furniture for her apartment.
Yeah, and just to know that someone that we inspired us so much is a patron. That's sounds like we're in the right path. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, the bathtub hopefully is gonna be ready next week. Next week we want to start doing the plumbing actually.
It's gonna be ready because we just need to paint now.
Yeah, but we need to paint and wait for 8 days to dry the primer and then paint the final color. And we already actually bought the paint, so you guys can guess which color is gonna be on the description, on the comment section below. It's different than we thought. We changed a little bit. It's just we're gonna take the chance, but I think it's gonna look cool.
Yeah.
And now it's just getting really, really, really smooth, and that's so cool. Well, I guess that's it then, right?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, for this week, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're still gonna send a little bit more today, but we're gonna pretend that we're gonna leave, and then we come back and send more. So, see you guys next week. Back to work. Back to work now. Well, Aruk said that if we bought a ready one, wouldn't be as much fun, right?
Yeah.
So, let's start building, Aruk. So, let's get started.